act with me with because I love interacting with this person. And today's topic is one of my favorite and the most controversial is that happiness and health are not the same. Say it one more time. Happiness and health are not the same. So I want you guys to like literally just sit here. Matter of fact, put the kids away, put your phones away. No, you're on your phone, stay on your phone. Like, put your phone right in front of you. Turn your other notifications off. You need to be locked into right here, right now, at this exact moment. I got something for you real quick. I want to give you this. All right, so I want to do this first, and then I'm going to introduce my friend because I think it's going to go over well. She hears me. Check it out. If you take care of your body, it will take care of you. Very, very simple. If you take care of your body, it will take care of you. And with that being said, I want to bring on my friend, my sister, one of my best people in the entire world, Dr. Tahira.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, the long overdue show. No, we ain't gonna say long overdue.
This is perfect timing. This is perfect timing.
It
Yeah.
really is. All right. So what do you think about the opening quote? If you take care of your body, it will take care of you. How does that resonate with you?
100%. 100%. I deal with men and women all the time.
Correct.
Who come in and they're at the track of pre-diabetes and the diabetes phase and their parts don't work. And then they're like, hey, I want to do something about it.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So some work you got to do beforehand.
Absolutely. So you know what's funny about that part is, I know you said it, and I know we got to wait till later to talk about it, but I'm going to speak specifically about men. Because if you say you take care of your body, it'll take care of you. And most men, we already know, this thing ain't working. We got other problems that's happening, right?
100%.
100%. Right?
So here's the thing. Yeah. Inevitably, I walk into a room and I'll be like, I'll have that conversation and all the men like, that ain't me.
Can we just say, what's the conversation? Like
the conversation is yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Or it's working the way it's supposed to work, and I don't have no problems in that area. That's the number one thing. Yeah. And so I had to tell them, you do not have to be broken to optimize, because I am sure it doesn't work the way it did when you were in your 20s.
You know so, and that's for men. That's one of the hardest hard pun intended. So it's one of the hardest conversations for men to have.
Yes.
Because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, in most men's mind, if it moves a little bit, it's working. But we all know what optimal health really feels like. You know.
Correct.
And most men, I think, to be honest with you, men over 40, they have no idea. They don't remember
what it was good like. To feel well. Yeah, and here's the other thing. Men's testosterone start to decrease so slowly that it's just like, you've heard that analogy of how do you cook a frog? Yeah. You turn it up a little bit at a time. Yeah. So they're slowly losing testosterone. And while it still works, it just doesn't work like it did. And so they're like, it's still yet holding on.
Yeah. And then you go to something I keep telling guys, stop doing this. If it's you, please stop going to the corner store and get them rhino pills.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, that is the worst thing you could do for your body. And that lets us know, like, their mindset is not there. Like I said, if you're not taking care of your body, so what you're doing is you're supplementing something that's totally artificial, that's actually damaging you more than anything else, just so you can get this for a little while. Right?
Correct.
While, and then it goes right back to...
So I started my journey saying, hey, I'm a wellness person. I'm a wellness person. And initially they were like, okay, but I'm not trying to hear that. Right. And then I switched my story to say, hey, let me show you how to have better sex. Everybody was like, hey, we in.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to give people what they want in order to give them what they need.
You know, you are 100% right. I don't know if you were big on... weird to bring this guy up, Charleston White, right?
Okay.
You ever seen him online? But actually really intelligent guy. Okay. Prior to him coming out being popular online, he used to do a lot of stuff in politics, right? Wore a bow tie, suit, talk very, very proper. You know what I mean? All the accolades and academics and all of those stuff that most Black people don't talk about, right? Nobody paid attention to him. But when he started talking like, for lack of better terms, a nigga, everybody paid attention to him. And he said something that was so key. He said, when I was talking intelligently, nobody paid attention to me.
Correct.
But now, when I talk like this,
Yep.
everybody paying attention. I'm saying the same thing. I'm just delivering the message
in a different way.
Completely different. Okay, all right. See, I knew this was gonna happen.
The purpose is still the same.
It's still
you
the same.
Still have to be healthy.
Yes.
In order for your parts to work well.
Right.
I'm
gonna pause us right here because I knew this would happen. We're gonna take a very, very, very short break. Correct, and we'll be right back. Oh, matter of fact, let's do this right quick. Let's do the mind drill. It's happening. All right, check it out. What comes out at night without being called and disappears in the morning without being taken? Oh, that's a deep one. I'm gonna read it one more time. I'm gonna read it slower because I have to read stuff very slow and let it marinate. What comes out at night without being called and disappears in the morning without being taken? I'm gonna do the Dr. Umar approach. I'm gonna say it 3 times. What comes out at night without being called and disappears in the morning without being taken? Whew. All right, we'll take a very, very short break, and we're gonna I don't have the answer. She doesn't have the answer.
I want to know.
I know, but we have a few seconds to think about it.
Okay.
All right, so we're both smart. Let's come up with the answer together.
All right.
All right, cool. We'll be right back, y'all. Peace. Peace, family. Welcome back. I hope you had time to think about this mind drill. We've been talking about it off camera. I'm gonna read it to you one more time, and I'm gonna throw out my 2, which I believe is right answers. Okay. What comes out at night without being called and disappears in the morning without being taken? My obvious answer is going to be the moon. Okay. I got my second one. Darkness. Okay. That was my 2. Yeah. I was thinking darkness because you see, like
I can see that
darkness is always there. That's why I said that. Like it is there, but we don't see it because of the sun. So that's why I was thinking about the moon and the sun. So those are mine. Am I even close? Mm-hmm. I'm close?
Okay, that's good. Because I was thinking an animal. I was thinking a bat.
Yeah. A bat?
Yes.
No, okay. So
they come out at night.
Is she right?
No.
Okay. Oh. I got one more. Stars?
Yep.
Oh.
Pew, 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 pew. Give it to me, boy. Give it to me.
What?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because stars technically never go away.
Okay.
Right? They're always there, but we only see them at nighttime.
Got
Right?
it.
The sun, I mean, if you look close enough with the microscope, you still see the stars through some fancy microscope or whatever. But the stars are always there. You're a star. You're a star. We're always shining. All right, y'all. We want to do one segment which I personally love, me being a musician, is Rhythm and Real Talk. This is where we pick a song that resonates with us. It makes us feel a certain type of way. It brings on a certain type of energy. So my song is People Make the World Go Round by the Stylistics.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And I was listening to it on the way here because sometimes, like when I try not to listen to music as much because I'm a musician. I have to listen to music all the time, especially when I'm practicing for a gig. I listen to music all the time. So I try not to listen to as much music. So when I have moments of like, I want to disassociate myself with words and songs, right? I give myself a couple of hours break and then I pick a song, right? So that song popped up in my head and I listened to it and I was like, they were really spitting some real word, like real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, people make the world go around. The trash man, you know what I'm saying? The lawyers and all these different people, all these situations. And then they end up saying, like, but that's what makes the world go around. All these things that's happening is what
we need all of it.
And we need all of it, right? So that's my song. It just made me realize that even what we're doing right now, this is on purpose. We're making the world go around. On purpose and in purpose.
Yes.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says that. On and in purpose, baby. Yeah, so that's my song. You have one?
What? So I am one of these people. I like neo soul.
Okay.
And Lettucey has been one of the ones that, and she has this song with Kirk Franklin.
Okay.
Let me see. And the lyrics go similar to, hey, I thought that I was supposed to go through this storm to be this superwoman, but it taught me how to lean on God.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm in that area and I'm like, okay, well, this should be working out. I go back to that song.
That's beautiful. I love, like, people have this, I would say, a weird connection with music because you hear it, but you don't hear it.
Sure.
And especially like, I'm a musician, so I used to just have to learn songs all the time. And I learned it, but now I started actually listening to the lyrics.
The words.
They listen make a difference. To the words of the song.
Yeah.
And the rhythm and the beats, the cadence and the words, they all resonate. Like, you're taking it in. That's why I'm so big on the song and music nowadays. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I like some of the trap stuff, but when I start listening to it, I'm like, this is just, it's not.
No. Yeah. I have to be careful what I put in because how many times has a song come on from years ago and you know all the words and you're like, how do I know this?
How do I know this? That's like all of the kind of, I would say, all the older school songs. I'm thinking about like Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Right? You listen to the song and people be slow dancing to the Me and Mrs. We got a thing going on.
And then you're like, what is he saying?
You realize it's a song about cheating, right? The whole song is about cheating. And people are slow dancing and singing to it. Matter of fact, somebody had this at their wedding song. I was like, you do realize that's a cheat. Another one was As We Lay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a jam though.
It was a serious
You cannot
jam,
turn that on and like be like, what?
You
get
sit back
in
and
the
listen
zone.
to the words and you're like, she was cheating. They were cheating.
All together.
You got to go home to your wife. All right, good. Man, so check it out. Let's get into this, right? So before we get into the awesome questions, and by the way, if you guys are watching and you have some intentional questions for Dr. Tahira, please feel free to drop those in the chat, right? So just so people can know, you're not just a good look, right? She actually is a doctor, okay? She knows her stuff, right?
I'm a doctor of nursing practice.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the area of sexual health and wellness, right? This is something that men and women need to embrace.
Yes.
I feel like people are very comfortable talking about, for lack of better terms, nonsense versus the things that really matter, your physical body. This thing that God has gave us to function and work with, but we're misusing it.
Correct.
Right? So in your particular practice, now that you're a bodybuilder, that's a whole nother conversation. And let me throw this out there as well too, right? Real quick, because I need y'all to understand something. Again, she is one of my best. She is my best people right now, right? Here's the thing. I know people see you and they see you now, but you had a chubby face too.
I did.
Right. So this is something I want people to understand is like, when you see somebody who's like really fit, ask the question, were you always this way?
No.
Right?
So in transparency,
Yeah.
I have never been more than 15 pounds overweight.
Okay.
So 40, I think, has been my max.
Mhm.
But I also tell people, you don't have to, it's easier to put out a campfire
Yeah.
than it is a forest fire. I'm just saying.
That's big.
So
Yeah.
I didn't need to
Yeah.
be 300 pounds
Yeah.
to know that I don't like feeling this way.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I don't think about your analogy real quick, because I mean, I understand it. I understand the difference between a campfire and a forest fire.
Correct.
And a lot of people will wait until they have a huge forest fire.
Correct.
And then it takes a lot more people,
a lot more energy,
and
too.
a lot more energy to put out a forest fire.
Correct.
So do you handle people who has a forest fire?
100%.
How do you approach those people?
And so one thing is, it's not about judgment.
Okay.
They have to feel comfortable, because what I've found in the weight loss portion of things that I do, even in the hormone balance, that people wear their trauma. And so what they have on the outer is not necessarily just the weight that I have to help them work through. Right. So, and so that takes us back to our topic, happiness and health.
Yeah.
They're intertwined, but they're not one and the same. Yeah. So if I just work on somebody's physical and not help their spiritual and emotional, then I'm not actually helping them. Yeah. We don't have a weight loss problem. We have a weight maintenance problem, because I can get a person down quick. Yeah. But how many people, after I'm not in that area, they put it back on?
Very, very true. This is something I learned for myself when I was overweight, right? Is the delusional mindset that comes with being happy, right? Which is why I say this topic is so relevant, because I was almost 400 pounds at one point, right? But people knew me as being Mr. Happy. Yeah. And that was my thing. I wrote books about it, you know what I mean? And I got called to speak on being happy. Yes. But they had no idea I really wasn't happy. So not only was I not happy, right? I pretended, right? I wasn't happy in my finances. I wasn't happy. I actually wasn't healthy as well. I wasn't happy or healthy. Correct. It was a facade, right? And so when people are in that delusional world and you bring it to their attention that, hey, you're not being true to yourself. True. Right? That weight you carry, so it's a lot of, you hit the nail around the head. The weight you're actually carrying is emotional weight. Yes. Right. So, and I love what you're doing, because you're doing what most nurse practitioners and doctors aren't doing, which is combining the two together. The whole person. Making them realize it's like, no, I can give you medicine. I can give you this. 100%. But you messed up in the head. Like, what's your approach? Like, let's go here right quick. I know, again, we talked about men off camera, right? But I believe a lot of women really need to understand how to tap into their actual health and understand their hormones and what it's doing to their body. So what's your approach when you? So it starts with their story, right? Right. Their story coupled with their labs is what paints the picture of what's going on in their body. Say it one more time. Their story coupled with their labs. Gotcha. Because their labs are going to tell me what's going on with their body. Right. But their story is going to tell me what the things that they repeat in their minds. Right. It's going to tell me how they deal with things. Yeah. It's going to tell me a lot about them, because here, so without, so within. So I can't be chaotic in my space and it not reflect in what's going on in my head. Because most things are spiritual before they become physical. Say it one more time. All things are spiritual, because we can remember, we think a thought, and it becomes a thing. Correct. Spiritual, then physical. Quick question before I go. I know we're going to go somewhere else, but what do you think the disconnect is between the two? Okay, so from a woman's standpoint, I think they're a little different, right? From the woman and the man standpoint. Okay, go there. With women in today's society, I think we are so much in our masculine energy. And I had to learn that too, right? Military structure, all of the things. And me trying to lock myself down is the one thing that caused me to have so many issues. Right. If I'm having to provide, protect, and I'm in that sympathetic fight or flight all the time. Yeah. Right. We're made to receive. We're not made to. Yeah. That's the bravado. That's the giver. Right. So when I'm always moving in that masculine energy, it translates. For instance,
fibroids,
Mm.
endometriosis,
Mhm.
or women who are having problems with their periods. It all interrelates to what's going on up here.
Are those the three like things that you look for that I can identify pretty much what's going on in their lifestyle with women?
Correct.
Say it again. So it's fibroids?
Fibroids, endometriosis, we have PCOS.
Okay.
Those are a lot of different things that affect women.
Right, right.
And I think it comes down to them not moving in their femininity. Because here's the thing, when you're stressed out, the number one thing for men and women, right? Stress.
Right.
If I want to decrease your testosterone, if I want to mess up all of the things, stress you out.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. So stress. So, and I'm glad you said that because, like, again, women operated in this masculinity, right? What was your intentional breaking point when you kind of like broke away from that mindset? Was it just your habits? Did somebody say something, do something? What was it?
Wow, that's a big question. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the evolution of who I am.
Gotcha.
So I grew up in a situation where my mom was a single parent. So she was the feminine and masculine energy all in one.
Yeah.
But she moved in her masculine energy. So I thought this is how life is supposed to be.
Right.
And so I've muscled my way, then going into the military. That's a man's world.
Yeah.
I'm always. And then when God took a detour in my life and was like, all right, this is not who I created you to be.
Yeah.
And everything broke loose.
Yeah.
I lost my identity because I'm so used to moving in a man's world.
Yeah.
And you'll look at women who are in their menopausal phase of life. You will see that they put everything into someone else, And then when they go through this phase of their body and their hormones changing, they do a complete shift. Forget everybody else. It's all about me. But then their families are trying to figure out what is going on with her.
God, here's a question. I want you to try to answer this for me. And I know you have a good answer. I believe you do. In that particular role of like changing and trying to adjust to stepping into your femininity, what role can a man play to assist moving towards that direction?
Be that soft space to land. And here's small little thing that a man can do. When a man sees a woman frazzled, you know the norms of your woman.
Yeah.
Put your arms around her. Why? Because just putting your arms around her and holding her for 20 seconds, it's enough to cause her to release oxytocin. That is the same thing that bonds her to her child.
Wow.
The same hormone.
Yeah.
But that also is the thing that calms her down. That's why sex is so important.
Look, okay, we got a question from Bella. God,
so back on to I guess women and their health and kind of ignoring it. But what's it called? How do you deal with medical gaslighting when you say there is something wrong and then you go to the doctor and they're like, no, period cramps are normal. Right. That's normal. Heavy flow is normal, right? How do you deal with that?
Great question. I think it comes down to a woman being her own advocate. Simply put, being your own advocate, you know what your norm feels like. And it's being in touch, back with that femininity thing, right? Being in touch with who you are. If you know who you are, then you know what you need. And so when you know what you need, it's easy to know where your north compass is. Right. And most people don't know what they want and they don't know what they're needing because they're so busy and not listening to themselves. The body keeps score.
Yeah.
If you have trauma, that trauma is stored in your body if you're not dealing with it and releasing it.
Right. That's amazing. Anthony had a really good question. I see. What is a health test for men over 40?
Number one, testosterone.
Yeah.
And this is not just for men, right? Because testosterone is a woman's primary sex hormone.
Right.
And most women are like, what? testosterone converts to estrogen. That's how we get most of
Mhm.
our estrogen. That's how
Right.
we can make a boy's child.
Yeah.
So testosterone is one. And then the basics that you get when you go to your doctor, your A1C, which
Mhm.
checks your for diabetes,
Mhm.
your cholesterol,
Right.
your lipids, which checks, that's the cholesterol test.
Right. Okay.
A CMP, which is a complete blood count.
Mhm.
It checks to see whether your blood is, what's going on in your blood, right? And then a CMP, complete metabolic panel.
Right.
And that tells me whether your electrolytes are
Mm.
good, your liver and your kidneys. That's the basics.
Okay.
And that's what happens when you go to a doctor. But
Mhm.
you need to go beyond the basics,
Gotcha.
because insurance is not created to handle all the basics.
Ooh, let me pause right quick, because she says something, and you said something just now too. I got 3 points: medical gaslighting,
Mhm.
and then insurance covering certain things, right?
Mhm.
So, which brings us one question, as you mentioned, when stored trauma in the body,
Mhm.
right? Blood work, labs, I get all of that,
Mhm.
and this is maybe rhetorical or maybe trivial, but at the same time, I think it's applicable. Is there a particular blood reading that could show that there's stored stress in the body? I mean, we know cortisol for the most part, but I think that's I know for me, like every time I've gained weight and lost weight, it was because I was stressed out and trauma had happened, right?
Mhm.
Going to the doctor, and then the whole medical guy's like, "Oh, you just got high blood pressure." It's like,
Sure.
no, I got more than that going on, right?
Mhm.
So somebody who has blended the two together, right? What do you look for? It's like, no, you got stored trauma, not just high blood pressure.
So a lot of times our body compensates, right? If I cut off my arm,
Mhm.
the rest of my body is going to try to compensate.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at the labs of a person and everything seems normal,
Mm.
but they're overweight,
Mm.
or I'm looking at the labs of a person and their A1C is good,
Mm.
yet their other metrics don't make any
Right,
sense.
right.
I had a young lady who came in to me the other day. She is 315 pounds.
Mm.
Her labs were super normal.
Wow.
But when I listened to her story,
Mhm.
she told a story of being adopted and not knowing her parents.
Wow.
So now this is a
Yeah.
bigger case than just helping her lose weight.
Right, right.
Because why are you under eating? You're under eating because you don't know the value of who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So no one gets in a car
Yeah.
and put $5 worth of gas, drive across Houston and expect to get back.
Right.
But we do that to our bodies and we expect it to function for us.
Yeah. Quick question.
Mhm.
Let's do that real quick, because not just why.
Mhm.
What is the correlation with under eating, right?
Mhm.
And people not understanding the fact they have to eat more to lose weight. And how often do you see that?
Every day.
Really?
Women, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Every day. And that's the biggest thing that I try to explain. If you're under eating,
Mhm.
our body works as a system.
Yeah.
Your body goes into, oh my goodness, the sympathetic nervous system is overloaded because it's like, I don't know when I'm going to eat again.
Right.
So it turns down your thermostat of your body, which is your thyroid.
Mm.
And so that means you're not burning as fast and you're not burning as hot as you once were.
Right.
So it all plays, and your thyroid goes down.
Mhm.
Cholesterol is the driver for our sex hormones.
Mhm.
So it all interplays with one another.
Right,
so
right.
if I send somebody to an endocrinologist and they're not looking at their heart, they're not looking at all the total person,
Yeah.
then they miss.
And it's the obvious thing. They're just not eating. Do you think, I know from my personal experience as a personal trainer nutritionist, I get that more from women than men. I mean, men every now and then be like, "Oh, I'm fasting," or "I'm not eating."
Yes.
Like, bro, like, stop. Okay, first of all, you don't know what you're doing, and then for the most part, most people don't understand nutrition anyway, right? They're just like,
Correct.
"I'm eating good." Like, but what does
What
eating?
does that mean?
What does that mean? Or you ask them, "What's your numbers? What's your macros? What's your micros?" They're like, "I don't know. I just eat a couple of salmon here."
Exactly.
No, like, take the time to understand. So, what do you think that women's connectivity to food is and their emotions?
Number one, they're eating all of the things that when they're emotionally charged, they eat comfort foods. And that tends to be a lot more carbs. It tends to be chocolate. It tends to be things that don't necessarily have them move towards their goal, versus eating protein that's going to help them be satisfied for a while, right? So my biggest people are generally the people who eat the least amount of food. And it sounds crazy. They overeat a lot of processed things because it feels good and it tastes good.
Right. You know what? This is something I deal with on a regular basis, especially when I'm coaching and training people, right? The whole, hey, I'm eating good. First of all, that's wrong, right? And then it's like they justify eating the trash periodically, right? But not realizing, this is why I say, if you say it out loud, this food is trash, this food is killing me, it's poison, and you still digest it, you still take it inside your body. That's when I ask the question, do you really love yourself? Like, do you care about yourself enough, right? I don't know how do you deal with people when that's the obvious thing? Because that's why I like being a life coach, because I could just say what I want to say. I can just get straight to the point. Because, I mean, with all, tact and saying things properly, because I care about people's feelings and emotions for the most part. But when I see you intentionally not caring about yourself, my filter kind of comes off. You know?
It requires me to be diplomatic, right? And so I tell them what I hear. So for instance, if you've just told me I'm eating all of this trash, so what I hear you saying to me is this: your body is a Ferrari, and you're putting regular gas in it, and you want it to run. I'm a Ferrari, premium only, right?
Yeah.
And so I just break it down and make it make sense, so that it filters through a different lens.
Do you get a lot of kickback when you do that?
Some people are like, oh.
If you say it like that, they kick. Okay.
Some people are persistent. And again, I'm not for everybody.
That's true.
So I can't water down my.
Please don't. Please don't. Go ahead, Bella. What you got?
Well, I wanted to ask, because eating well is only part of the equation. How does being in the gym and working out, and just like being in that environment, not just that working out, but being there every day and doing all that, versus going there once a week versus saying, I'm too tired today. Like, how does that affect your health and your mental health?
Sure. So, number one, going to the gym is not necessary, right? If you have weights at home, if you have moving your body and building strength are two things that are important. You don't have to do that in the gym. I try to talk to women about that all the time, because most women walk into the gym and they are intimidated. Right? It's a lot of grunting going on. It's the weights. And so the first thing they do is go right over to the cardio, do a lot of cardio, and I worked out. What the heck? And I have a woman coming in working out an hour and a half, and she is getting it on the cardio machine.
You know what? Let's bring this point up real quick, because I think both men and women need to hear this. Lifting weights is essential. Too much cardio does nothing for your muscles. You need muscles to have a shape. You need muscles to burn fat. I get that a lot more from women than men. Kind of get it. You know, they kind of go in there, I lift a little weights. You over there mess around with the 10s and 20s, like, bro, no. You need to put some heavy weight underneath you. So have you faced a woman who is like, I don't want to get bulky.
I don't want to look like a man.
I don't like a man. Like, I'm like, yo, you do you? And this is what I tell people all the time. I say, okay, look at Tahira. Matter of fact, look at her. That's why I would tell you, post videos. Look at her videos, right? You see how hard she trained, how many days a week you got to train. And you're right. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym if you're not on that level of competition and different things like that. But for the woman that is like, I don't want to look like a man, I don't want to get bulky, how do you help her understand it's important for you to lift weights?
So I just show her pictures of people who just do Ozempic and don't work out, how they look flabby. Their skin is kind of drawn in, and they're like, I got all this extra skin. So sometimes you got to show that this is the result.
Right.
Number one, muscle is our currency.
Correct.
Fundamentally, we need to move. And we need to have muscle on.
Yeah.
Muscle is your fountain of youth.
Yes.
I am pro muscle.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like walking in a room where everybody is staring at you. It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
And they're staring not because of the vanity of it.
Yes.
It's about what it says about you. Like, for instance, how many times have you walked in the room and the first thing they said, you must be really disciplined?
Yeah.
What?
Right. Because I think the average person understands the amount of discipline that comes with it, the dedication, the consistency, and then they kind of check themselves too to be like, I don't have it. All right, we got to keep going. We got a question right quick. What you got?
So we have a few comments. Okay. We'll start off with Nikki from YouTube. As a patient of Dr. English, she listened to my lifestyle and who I was trying to get back to, and she said, this is not normally for you.
Yes, indeed. Hey, babes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we have Tony Jones from YouTube. Hey, great topic. Men need this because there is a real problem out here. Men don't be prideful.
Right.
And they don't go to the doctor. What the heck?
Ooh, pause that. We're going to talk about that too, because...
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah. You got another one?
Yeah. Okay. And he continued on to say, get your testosterone and thyroid checked too, but you have to ask for that with the panel.
You absolutely. And TSH is not your whole thyroid panel.
Thank you.
You want a full panel.
Yes. Can you list, I think it's what, 4 or 5 different tests they need? Which, do you know which off the top of your head?
Yes. A TSH, a T3 free, a T4 free, your reverse T3, and then an TPO.
Look, this is why she's on the show in the morning. That's why she's good at what she does. And I'm sorry, we got one more comment. I think this is a really good one.
Yes, we have one last one from Booker Wilson from YouTube as well. Can you speak to the confusion / complexity of understanding eating versus intermittent fasting?
Okay, cool.
Oh my goodness, Booker, thank you for that question.
Phenomenal
That is an amazing question. So first off, there is value in intermittent fasting.
Yes.
There's something called autophagy. That's when your cells repair themselves. Here's the issue. If a person is under eating, if they close down their window, but they're still not taking enough, then they're doing more damage than good.
Thanks.
That's the complexity of it.
Right.
So if you close your window down to 4 hours of eating because you're getting the benefits of fasting, however, in that 4 hours, you're not getting the 1,500 or 2,000 calories that your body needs, then you're still kind of counterproductive.
Yeah. You're totally stressing your body out even more.
Exactly.
For a longer period of time. And I eat 1 meal a day. That's how I get down so fast. Like for my body type, and I always tell people, look, I'm a former fat guy. It's easy for me to go back. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact I have to eat 2,700 calories, right? I have to eat my 2,700 calories, 290 grams of protein, 100 grams of fats. And right now my carbs right around like 70, 80. Depends on what I'm doing, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to get extra cut. I'm gonna bring down 70, 80. When I'm okay, I'll pump them up to like maybe 200, right? But I take that 1 meal a day, and it takes me about 2 hours to actually sit down and eat all that food.
Yes.
I can't scarf it down. I have to just eat, take a break, eat, take a break. And I drop 5 pounds a week every single time religiously, right? Look, religiously. That's, I think we talk about 1 meal a day often, but that's a Muslim way of eating. They literally just eat 1 meal a day.
Right.
And like I always tell people, not often do you see a fat Muslim. I mean, I know it sounds weird to say. It's really true. You know what I mean? Like a real serious, devout Muslim. Most of them not overweight. Most of them are not. And I want to bring back going to the doctor.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna pause because I used to be an advocate of that. I used to not like going to the doctor. Number one, because most men, we feel like we know it all anyway.
Yes.
We definitely don't want to go to a woman doctor, just being completely honest with you, right? We would much rather go to another male. This is true observation and true based on my experience. Okay. Most men would much rather go to a overweight, out of shape doctor to get their opinion versus a doctor who's in shape, who knows what he's talking about, because you automatically know you're going to be prejudged, right? So most men don't go to fit doctors. I know this for a fact. I switched my whole thought process up. I started going to fit doctors.
100%. If they can't take care of themselves, how can they take care of you?
That's my thing. And I'd be like, yo, you have to be a representation of what you're selling, what you're doing, what you're talking about, which makes sense. Like, what are you doing right now? I was like, yo, you look at her and know what she's talking about. Not only is she educated, she's experienced it, she is well versed in it. It's like, yeah, you might want to go there. Exactly. But instead, you go down to the medical center and just talk to a random Joe Smo who has a couple of PhDs and da. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing, I'm not talking bad about you guys, but I do know there's a huge difference mentally, especially for somebody like me who was formerly overweight. And I go to a doctor who's out of shape.
Yes.
I don't want to listen to you. It's the energy exchange because you're telling me something, but I'm looking at you, right? It's like talking to an overweight preacher. It's the same thing. Like, you're trying to get me saved, but I'm like, bro, you glutton. I know it for a fact. You know what I mean? Right. We got one more Q&A.
So this is from Miss Carter. It's not going to show up on screen, but she wanted to add to the conversation.
Good.
She says, it is essential to focus on your own qualities rather than paying attention to the opinions of others. Embracing your unique strengths foster a sense of self-confidence that can propel you forward. When you prioritize your personal growth, that you create a foundation for success that is rooted in authenticity. Additionally, recognizing your own values allow you to navigate challenges with resilience and clarity. Ultimately, cultivating self-awareness empowers you to make choices that align with your true aspirations.
Thank you, Miss Carter.
I'm telling you, she's dropping bars.
Yes.
That's fire. Quick question. And I want you to elaborate on your previous military experience, how it correlates to right now, and do you still apply some of those things into your life? So how did it overall affect your life, and currently how is it affecting you being in the military?
Briefly, so the way that I grew up, we talked about that. So my mom worked a lot. I didn't have structure. So that's why I gravitated to the military. Gotcha. I wanted the boundaries, the structure, and I wanted the safety of being taken care of. Okay. And Uncle Sam, whenever I needed him, he was there. Gotcha. But he also helped me develop habits. And I know people was like, oh, you're military, you're disciplined. Nah. Yeah. True discipline is self-discipline. The military provided me a structured environment to develop the self-discipline. Right? So that's the difference, because there are a lot of people who got out of the military and you wouldn't know the difference. So my military helped me understand the importance of structure, because I'm a spontaneous, wild out person, but it helps to balance me out. Right. And I think I take that into my practice, and as my feminine energy, my feminine energy loves to just not pay attention and just go and just be, right? Yeah. Sometimes I need that masculine energy to provide the boundaries. Right. So it is teaching women and men, right? Because we've seen a lot of feminine men.
I'm going to bring it up in a second.
We've seen a lot of feminine men. So the military just created and taught me the necessity for structure. Right. And so in the programs that I help people with, I try to create that structure for them. Because civilian side is not a lot of structure. Really? You don't like this job? I go and get another one.
Something else. Gotcha. Here's a good question, and I'll definitely elaborate on this a little bit. So for men, we know when we have a problem. You're a sexual health and wellness professional. That's your thing. I need people to understand it as well as, sex health is your main thing.
Yes.
That is one.
Weight loss,
and hormone balance, right? So for men, we know when our Mr. Johnson is not working, there's a problem.
Yes.
Right. Overall, there's a problem, because for us, we get it. If that's not working, screw everything. For women, what is the thing? Obviously, I'm not a woman, so I don't know this, but there's obviously things that goes on with women to let them know that, hey, sexually something's not right. Right. What are those signs, and what do they need to do to fix it?
Okay. So vaginal dryness. Okay. A lot of women, when they get into their 40s, they find that they don't have desire. I mean, that's a big deal, especially if you're in a relationship. Yeah. Right. Brain fog. That is a big one. And the number one thing that I get above anything else is sleep. They're waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and can't get back to sleep.
Mhm.
And if you can't get sleep, it's a chain reaction of everything from there.
Right.
So those are the primary things that I see. And then,
Yeah.
of course, as they progress in menopause, they get the hot flashes and the night sweats and a lot of other things that they don't feel comfortable with.
Gotcha. So those main three you said, so vaginal dryness, brain fog, and what was the last one you said?
Sleep. Sleep is a big one.
Yeah, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So those are all signs for women that, hey, look, something else is going on in here. And here's my thing. Stop being okay with it.
Yes.
Don't be okay with the fact that your body is not functioning the way it's supposed to. That's when I asked the question. I was like, do you really care about yourself? Are you going to go through the rest of your life like this? God, I knew it was going to happen. But guess what, guys? We're going to have a part 2 of this. What I want you to do is to give me your final thoughts on today's topic and give us some information. How can we find you and everything like that? What we got?
Number one, happiness and health are two different things.
Correct.
But they can also segue into one another, right?
Yes.
So that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You get your health right, you'll find that finding happiness is easier to do because that's one thing off your plate that you don't have to think about, right?
Right.
2, the way you get in touch with me, Dr.Tahira on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can reach me at tahira.english on Facebook. And then my website is Pura, that's spelled Pura, Vitality, Vitality, wellness.com.
That's what's up. Tahira.
Like
I just learned that today. All right, y'all. Like I said, it was an amazingly hot show. Thank you so much for tuning in the entire time. Look, this is going to be up for a while, so please feel free to continue to ask questions. We'll try to get back to your questions as soon as possible. Make sure you follow and share this with somebody who needs this information. This is vital information that you need. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace out.
Next time.